So what happens if you don't consume enough fat on a ketogenic diet?
When you're on a keto or carnivore diet, you want to make sure you're getting fat from the right sources.
Fat is important to build and maintain vital membranes for all the cells in the body. When you consume the right types of dietary fat in the right amounts, this provides your body with adequate energy.
So whenever you're at the grocery store looking for foods, even keto foods, make sure to check the ingredient label for these types of fats.
So things like seed oils and polyunsaturated fats are things we want to avoid. So anything like soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower, safflower, cottonseed, rapeseed, peanut oil, those are the types of things we want to avoid because they are inflammatory for our bodies.
Before we get into it, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into it.
Well, the first thing is that you can easily end up doing a low-fat, low-carb diet, which is not what we want to go for. This can basically promote under-eating, which is not sustainable in the long term, and it's really not the healthiest way to go when it comes to weight loss or a ketogenic diet in general. Under-eating will also hurt your metabolism in the long run because your body will just learn to burn less and less, and then we kind of fall into this cycle of, how little can I eat? Which is not the way we want to go. If you are not eating carbs, you need to be eating fat. Even if you are leaning out, you still need to be eating adequate dietary fat.
Now, if you're not eating enough of the right fats, it can lead to a hormonal imbalance. The cholesterol from dietary fat are the building blocks of many of your hormones. So if you're not eating enough of the right fats, it makes it really hard for your hormones to work optimally if you want to lose weight or lose body fat.
So the next thing, and this is probably the most obvious thing, is if you don't eat enough fat, you will not feel satiated on a ketogenic style diet. Because your body's not consuming any carbs or your carbs are very, very low, you do need fat for energy and to feel full. So on a typical standard American diet, carbs are what make us feel full. That's kind of like what expands our stomach and gives us that full satiated feeling. But when you're not eating carbs, replacing that with fat is what makes you feel full. You definitely don't want to go hungry or feel hungry when we're on this diet. The great thing about a ketogenic diet is that you can lose body fat, lose weight without starving yourself, without feeling like you are so deprived, like you are so hungry, at least not in the physical sense. If you're consuming enough fat, you should not feel physically hungry. Most people are actually shocked at the amount of food that they should be eating on a carnivore diet. I know when we work with our clients, coaching them on a one-on-one basis, they are shocked and they're usually saying things like they can't eat this much food on a diet and they can't believe that they have to eat this much food, this much real food, and they can lose weight this way. That's just what happens when you are consuming a diet of real nutritious food compared to a diet that's full of filler carbs and filler foods that just expand in your stomach or make your hunger hormones feel like you're still hungry all the time.
So when we give our clients a meal plan to start off and work with, they're usually shocked about how much food they have to eat, and they're still able to lose weight, and this happens time and time again, as long as you're focusing on the right foods and the right sources of fat.
So the next thing that might happen if you don't consume enough fat is that you will have poor energy levels and poor sleep, and overall you just will not feel good. Being fat fueled is what we want on a ketogenic diet. We want to either be burning dietary fat or our own body fat. Overall, you will feel very sluggish and very tired if you are not consuming enough fat. Now, this is different from keto flu symptoms or oxalate dumping or any of those initial transition symptoms that you might be feeling in the very beginning if you're just transitioning. In the longer term, once you've gotten over that phase, you should not feel sluggish anymore. Your overall energy levels, if you're consuming enough fat, should be very high. Your mental clarity should be high, and it just feels really, really good when you're in ketosis and burning fat instead of burning carbs, which is just your whole day is just kind of like ups and downs where you need to take naps. You just feel sluggish in the afternoon. You feel slumped over at your desk, which just tends to happen when you are on a standard American diet.
And the longer you get used to a ketogenic way of eating and eating enough dietary fat, your body gets used to being able to turn the fat that you eat into ketones and also turn your own body fat into ketones as well. So it just overall makes it a lot easier to go about your day feeling great. So another reason you want to have enough dietary fat in your diet is to help with the onset of cravings.
If you're enjoying this video today, we are very excited to announce that we are hosting a new masterclass called the 4-Step Formula to Accelerate Your Weight Loss Results on the Carnivore Diet, where we go over the 4-step approach that you need to take to customize your carnivore macros to make this way of eating work for you and your weight loss goals. We also go over the top mistakes that people make that are keeping them stuck with weight loss and fat loss on the carnivore diet. So if you are interested, the masterclass will be on Tuesday, October 2nd at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Pacific. We will leave all of the registration details in the description below as well as on the screen here. Everyone's body responds so differently to carnivore, and that is why you see so much conflicting and confusing information out there on what carnivore is, what we should be doing, all these carnivore trends that are coming out. And based on all of our experience in coaching our clients for weight loss on the carnivore diet, we've really been able to hone in on what is working and what is not working. And so that is why we are so excited to package all this information together for you guys in this masterclass. So please do attend if you are interested in learning more. And there will also be a live Q&A session at the end of the masterclass where we can hang out and you guys can chat with us and ask us any questions that you might have.
This is more definitely in the beginning stages. When you're transitioning to a ketogenic diet, you want to have enough fat so that you don't crave sugars or carbs. And if you do crave the sugars or carbs, you want to make sure that you're eating even more fat so that you're not going to rely on those other items to satisfy that craving.
You kind of want that feeling where you've eaten enough fat so that you feel full and you just don't want to eat food anymore. Like the idea of food doesn't appeal to you anymore. That's when you know you've consumed enough fat.
So eating enough fat at each meal is also important so you're not tempted to snack. So even snacking throughout the day on keto or carnivore friendly foods can still hurt your progress. So having enough fat at each standard meal like breakfast, lunch, or dinner will help you go from meal to meal without having to snack in between, which can spike your blood sugar even if it's a keto or carnivore friendly food.
If you liked our video today, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really allows us to spread the message and help as many people as possible with this way of eating. And if you were interested in joining us at our masterclass on the 4-step formula to accelerate your carnivore weight loss results, again, it's on Tuesday, October 3rd at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. I will leave the registration details in the description box below. So do check that out and join us if you have the time. Leave us a comment down below and let us know how you like to increase your fat on a carnivore diet. Until next time.